On Tuesday, I highlighted the 10 most bought stocks on Robinhood, the disruptor, last month. And you know what? The number one name on the list was a little biotech that many of you have never heard of, Inovio Pharmaceuticals. That's located a bike ride away from where I grew up. Inovio's an interesting story. Their technology lets them create tiny fragments of DNA, which they then inject into you to produce targeted antigens that help your immune system target all sorts of diseases, including HPV and several types of cancer. Key here, though, is that Inovio is working on a COVID-19 vaccine. They're one of only two companies that have already begun human trials, the other being Moderna. That's why the stock has more than tripled since the beginning of the year, including a 50% move over the past few weeks. I think, obviously, you need to be a little careful in speculating on a white-hot, early-stage biotech stock, especially with the ones with COVID-19 exposure. And I'm hesitant to just say, hey, listen, just go buy it. But this is a huge story. So let's take a closer look with Dr. Joseph Kim. He's the president and CEO of Inovio Pharmaceuticals to learn more about this COVID vaccine. Dr. Kim, welcome back to Mad Money.
Hi, Jim. Great to be here.
I'm so glad to see you again, sir. And also very proud of the fact that Plymouth Meeting, where I'm from, is the home of one of two companies that is doing human trials. How are you able to move so quickly into human trials?
Well, for two reasons. We have better technology that allows us to use just the DNA to develop our vaccine, and very dedicated employees. We have a 200% strong employees that's magnified by, thousands of our collaborators and partners and manufacturers out there, allowing us to move very fast.
I think people have to recognize that this isn't just a trial that is done with any old institution. You're doing it in Kansas City, but also with HUP. And I regard HUP as being maybe one of the top 2 or 3 hospitals in the country.
Absolutely. It helps that that's my alma mater. And also, we've done a lot of collaborative work over the years. But we're also looking forward, because phase 1 studies we can do anywhere. But phase 2 and beyond, we want to leverage some of the top institutions like the University of Pennsylvania.
Now, a lot of people told me, you know what, you can't move fast on a vaccine because we are, of course, reluctant to give a healthy person something that could get them sick. Given that high hurdle, it is rather amazing that you already do it. So the authorities must feel quite confident in what you're doing.
Well, I can't speak for them, but I think the results speak for themselves. So we're able to start our phase 1 studies from design to first-person dose in 83 days. So that's incredible lightning speed. And I think we're able to meet all of the criteria that we set for ourselves and also with the regulators.
Now, do you check in those people every day?
Yes, we have our people talking to our PIs, both in Kansas City and Philadelphia, almost every day.
And everyone's still in the everyone who started, I know it's only been a couple of weeks, but is still in it, doing fine?
Oh, absolutely. So far, so good. And in fact, we expect to finish enrollment of all 40 volunteers before the end of April.
That's incredible. That's incredible. Now, one of the reasons why I think that's possible is that the most important foundation for health in this country is the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and they gave you a $5 million grant. How did that come about?
Well, they've been a supporter of our vaccine technology and various programs over the years. And so this was really great to get this $5 million to advance our program. We also got support from CEPI, which is a global health organization, as well as the U.S. Department of Defense, to expand our manufacturing capabilities for our vaccine. And we expect this global network of funders to even grow in the coming weeks and months.
Now, it is very expensive to do big trials. Are you financed well enough to be able to take the next step if things go well in phase 1?
Yes. We have internal funding, but we also expect a lot of external funding to support scaling up and conducting our later trials. And these could be various government agencies, Gates Foundation, CEPI, just to name a few.
Now, the other day when I said that you were the #1 stock that's traded at Robinhood, people said, oh, boy, well, that's ridiculous. I said, have you looked at Dr. Kim's background? Decades of biotech pharma management. You were Merck, hepatitis A and B vaccines, and HIV vaccines. So this really is your bailiwick.
Oh, absolutely. You can say not just me, but many of us working at Inovio we have been really working hard preparing for such a crazy pandemic like this coronavirus.
Now, people keep telling me, Jim, even the fastest vaccines take 5 years. Stop getting people's hopes up. By the way, sir, I have not said that we will see anything before a year and a half, but that I am being too optimistic, that that's my nature, and I'm really kind of taking people down the wrong path. It is possible to develop a powerful vaccine in a year and a half to 2 years, isn't it?
It's possible, especially if you have a platform that's shown to be safe. And if you have tested similar approaches before against other pathogens like we have. But, you know, I would rely on someone smarter than me, like Dr. Tony Fauci, who thinks that within the 12 to 18 months, it is possible to get one or more vaccines approved and ready for limited use, targeted use. But I think it is very possible.
Do you talk to Dr. Fauci at all?
Not directly in a while, but certainly I said hello at our White House task force meeting about a month ago.
And when you know that Pfizer's got a partner, you know that J&J is in there doing things up at Harvard. I mean, these are really big, deep-pocketed guys. Do you think you can play with them?
Yes. So, you know, as I already mentioned, we created and are leading a global coalition of collaborators, partners, funders, and manufacturers. So, of course, we can always tie up with the bigger muscle companies like those you mentioned, but we think we have enough resources, dedication, and financial and human resources to execute our plans.
All right, look, sir, I have to wish you the best of luck, and it's always great to see you on the show. Thank you so much for coming on.
Great. Thanks, Jim.
All right, that's Dr. Joseph Kim, President and CEO of Inovio Pharmaceuticals, the #1 traded name on Robinhood. Mad Money's back after the break.
Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @JimCramer on Twitter. Have a question? Tweet Kramer. #MadTweets. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.